Everybody there already? Okay, let's take attendance first. Ali bin Samad. Not around. Ali bin Samad. Alicia Earl.
Yeah, Prof.
Ani Shafika. Banu Jyoti Malar.
Yeah, Prof.
Chang Zingni.
Yes, Prof.
Chiang Yin Ji.
Present.
Chin Chun Ming.
Yes, Prof. Present.
Ali Samad.
I'm here, Prof.
Chin Yang Jian. Chong Shao Yin. Divya Gopal.
Here, Prof. Here, Prof.
Elif.
Yes, Prof.
Fong Ziwei.
Present, Prof.
Chong Shaoyin. Chin Yang Jian. Go Hin Hu.
Shao
Usia
Yin.
what? Usia?
Chong Shao Yin.
Okay, Chong Shaoyin. Chin Yang Jian.
Hi, Prof. Yin Hong is here.
Who's here?
Go Yin Hong.
Go Yin Ho. Okay. Anissa.
Anissa here.
Ifah Adlina.
Here.
Ismir Armani.
Here.
Kavish Shari.
Present.
Khair Benjamin. Lim Ronzu.
Here, Prof.
Khair Benjamin. Melissa Lim.
Anissa is here, Prof.
Muhammad Azmarul.
Here, Prof. Ada.
Firdaus. Shamil.
Here, Prof.
Mumtazah.
Yes, Prof. I'm here.
Nur Shaliza. Nur Akhtar. Nur Ayuni.
Here, Prof.
Nur Madiha.
Here, Prof.
Nurul Ashikin.
Here, Prof.
Salini.
Yes, Prof.
Shamni.
I'm here, Prof.
Siti Shahmina.
Here, Prof.
Subhashini.
Subhashini here, Prof.
Wan Adiba.
Here.
Arman Imran.
Present, Professor.
Auni Anwar.
Auni here, Prof.
Chan Kahmun. Ditya Malar.
Yes, Prof. I'm here.
Fakaruddin.
Akaruddin here, Prof.
Nur Hafiza.
I'm here, Prof.
Fun Ji Yi. Shamimi Amiruddin.
Here, Prof.
Tan Jun Ting.
Yes, Prof.
Fun Ju Yi. Chan Kah Mun.
I'm here, Prof.
Nur Shaliza Ahmad. Muhammad Firdaus Cik Fauzi.
Shaliza here.
Shaliza
Firdaus here, Prof.
Shaliza, okay. Firdaus.
Firdaus here, Prof.
Fun Jui. Jui,
Prof Zoe is here, but her mic is not working.
why is the mic not working? You have a handphone, what? Chin Yang Zian.
Present, Prof.
Okay, looks that everybody are good people today. Okay, nanti Syami remind me at the end what to brief you about your exam will be very interesting because you cannot hold the models. Okay, guys, how are you today?
Good, Prof.
I see that we have broken the groups. Okay, you have broken the groups into frontal lobe, temporal lobe, and all that lobes. Okay. So I'm wearing this GoPro. So can you see the brain that I'm holding in front of you?
Yes, Prof.
Prof.
You can.
Yep.
Okay, wow, I'm gonna have a neck ache after this. Ha! Okay, who's the frontal lobe, guys? The frontal lobe.
We're here, Prof.
We're here, Prof.
Okay, you can see I'm holding. This is half a brain. Okay, this is the left brain. Okay, left brain. This is the frontal part, parietal part, occipital part. Bring closer. Occipital lobe. This is temporal lobe under my thumb. Parietal lobe. This is the Sylvan fissure. Okay, this is the frontal lobe. This is the brain that is in USMKL that you can have access to. So I managed to, when I went down to KL last month, I brought this back one set. Okay, frontal lobe, guys. Can you tell me? I'm looking at the brain from the front. Can you see the brain from the front?
Yes, Prof.
Okay, so you can open your books, your whatever pictures, whatever that you have. This is like an open book stuff. Unfortunately, in the exam, we don't have much time for open book, but whatever. This is for today. Okay. So can someone tell me what this is?
Is that the orbital frontal cortex?
Very good. Who's that? Who's the smart guy there?
That would be Arman, Prof.
Arman buka buku, semua jadi smart. Okay, what about just above this?
Prefrontal
Just above
cortex.
this. Okay, the prefrontal cortex starts from where? Is this immediately the prefrontal cortex or there's some prefrontal cortex? Remember you have written about prefrontal cortex. Where does the prefrontal cortex start from?
If I'm not mistaken, is it at the pole, Professor?
The pole, the frontal pole is a non-anatomical word, just like North Pole, South Pole, you know. Which sulcus or which gyrus does the frontal lobe pole present? I sent that information to you last week in your handphone.
Is it prefrontal gyrus?
Okay, prefrontal gyrus. Where is the prefrontal gyrus? Okay, let me show because I cannot wander around. You might get confused. So just now, what my satay stick is showing. What is this? Where is this? This is the front part. You're looking at the frontal lobe from the front. What is this? The frontal lobe people. You can
Is it
open
an
your
anterior orbital gyrus?
Say that again.
Anterior orbital gyrus?
Okay, you know what a gyrus is and you know what a sulcus is, right?
Yes.
The bulging part is called a sulcus or gyrus? The heel.
The heel is the gyrus.
Gyrus.
Okay, the valley is called a sulcus.
Yes.
Okay. So what is this again? Say that again, don't be afraid.
Gyrus.
Okay, so this is the gyrus. So what sulcus is this? This is your gyrus. So the sulcus above it, you're looking from the front, eh?
Is it prefrontal sulcus?
Prefrontal sulcus. And this? After the sulcus is another gyrus. What is this gyrus? Left side, frontal lobe. This is the midline. This is the midline. Any idea, guys? Now I'm putting it. Now it's going right. What are these two gyrus? There is a sulcus in between.
Prof, I can try. Is it medial orbitogyrus and anterior orbitogyrus?
Okay, which one is medial? Which one is anterior?
Medial is the one at the bottom, and then anterior is the one at the top.
Very good. So what's the sulcus?
The sulcus is it the MFMS?
What is that short form?
1 second. Medial frontal marginal sulcus.
Okay, boleh diterima. Okay, going up. What's this? What is this sulcus?
FPS.
Okay, what's FPS? Don't use short form lah.
Sorry. Frontal polar sulcus.
Okay, very good. So, what's this?
I'm not sure.
This is medial. This is the midline. We are going up, you know. We are going slowly to the motor cortex. We are not there yet. What is this?
Prof, is it the middle frontal gyrus?
This is the middle frontal gyrus.
Is it the superior frontal
I don't
gyrus?
think so.
Say that again. Say that again. You said what? Superior?
Yeah, superior frontal gyrus, since it goes all the way to the back.
Oh yes, it goes all the way to the back. It goes up to here. Superior. Say that again.
Superior frontal gyrus.
Very good. So beside it, what's the neighbor?
Medial frontal gyrus.
And what's the sulcus?
Is it the eye? Oh wait, sorry. I won't give you the information. Sorry.
Say that again.
Intermediate frontal sulcus vertical segment.
Very good. Well, give chance to your other friends.
Okay, sorry.
I know you have. It's an open book lah. Okay. So what is this? What is this sulcus? It's going naturally now.
Prof, is it the intermediate frontal marginal sulcus?
This one was what just now? What sulcus was this again?
The intermediate frontal sulcus.
This one? What sulcus is this? And what sulcus is this?
Is the bigger one the inferior frontal sulcus?
Very good. And the smaller one?
The intermediate frontal sulcus.
Okay, good. Okay, now we're going laterally. Okay. So what is this? What is this?
Referring to the middle frontal gyrus.
Inferior?
No, middle frontal gyrus.
Middle frontal
Gyrus.
gyrus. Okay. What is this sulcus here?
The inferior precentral.
Sulcus. Gyrus. What's this? This is the valley. The depression.
The sulcus. Inferior. Apa tadi? Sekejap. Inferior precentral sulcus.
Okay. Now we're going close to the sylvian fissure. We have these three very important areas. The frontal lobe got what? Broca, kan?
Yes.
Okay, broca. So what are 1, 2, 3? The one that forms the broca.
The wait 1 second.
Is it triangular part?
Pars.
Yeah.
P-A-R. Pars. The first one in front is what?
Pars triangularis.
Because it looks like a triangle. You see this triangle here? It looks like a triangle facing outwards. Okay. Pars triangularis. Next.
Orbicular part of the inferior frontal gyrus.
Where is this? This one or this one?
The back part.
The back part. Okay. That's the say it again.
Orbicular. Orbicular part of the inferior frontal gyrus.
Orbicular. P-E. Oper. Okay. Then what else? Broca is only made of two.
Yeah, Broadman area 44 and 46, right?
Are you sure only two? Broca. Orbicularis, triangularis, and one more.
Is it just the inferior frontal gyrus?
Nope. It's also a pars. It comes in a pair, in a triplet. Triangularis, orbicularis, and one more. The frontal lobe, guys. What is in front of the triangularis?
Oh, is it the pars orbitalis?
Yes, because the eye is here. The eyeball is here. So orbit, O-R-B-I-T is matter, orbit. So pars,
Orbitalis.
orbicularis,
Talis.
triangularis, and
Upper.
the one behind is
Operculus.
opercularis. So remember, Broca, very, very, very important. Okay, this is the sylvian fissure. I'm not going to temporal lobe. That's for the temporal lobe, guys. Now I'm going to turn the brain a bit. Okay. Tell me, where is the motor cortex?
Just before the precentral sulcus.
So which one is it? Is it this one?
No, that is the central sulcus right in front of it, if I'm not mistaken.
This one?
No, that's still the sulcus. So the gyrus.
The gyrus. So this?
No, behind.
This?
No, in front by one, just a bit. Yes, that one.
Which one? Huh?
You just missed it. Behind.
This?
Yes.
This is the?
Motor cortex.
The motor cortex. How do you know that this is the motor cortex?
Because it's just before the central sulcus.
So this is the central.
Yes.
It's long fellow here. You see your seniors have conteng-conteng with pen, you know. Hitam lah. Okay, so this is the central.
Sulcus.
Okay, so you know I can spread it apart. You can see this.
Yes.
Okay, it's not very deep. You can put a finger into it, you know. So this includes grey matter and white matter lah. This is a real brain, mind you. That I'm showing to you is a real brain. From Switzerland. These are all white Swiss human beings who have donated their brain to science. So that you can learn better. Okay, so I want to ask again, what is this?
The superior frontal gyrus.
What is this?
Superior frontal gyrus.
This one?
Middle frontal gyrus.
Very good. This one?
Inferior frontal gyrus.
Very good. Okay. What sulcus is this? This here.
Oh, that one. Superior frontal sulcus. That's anterior and posterior part, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, guys. Very quiet lah. The rest of the group. I thought there are 10 of you.
7 each.
7. So this is the lateral surface of the frontal lobe. Okay, this is the medial surface of the frontal lobe. Can you see?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. What is this? Which sulcus or gyrus is this?
Is it rostral gyrus?
Right at the tip.
Oh, then is this the orbital frontal cortex?
Frontal cortex. Then which sulcus is this?
GR.
Can the rest see or not? Only one person is actively talking.
Is it gyrus rectus?
Say it again.
Gyrus rectus, Prof?
Gyrus rectus, very good. Okay, this behind it.
Is that the
Take the rostral sulcus.
Very good. This one. This is another sulcus here.
Is that the supraorbital, the accessory supraorbital sulcus?
This is in the medial part of the frontal lobe.
Is it the paracingulate gyrus?
Which one is the paracingulate? Is this the gyrus or this is the?
Oh, sorry, I didn't see you pointing at the sulcus. Sorry.
So what's this?
Paracingulate sulcus.
This one?
Paracingulate gyrus.
This one?
Is that the cingulum?
Singular.
Singular gyrus.
Okay, what happened? Now you name the. Okay, what's this?
Corpus callosum, I can't see.
Okay, which part of the corpus callosum?
Anterior.
Anterior part. What is above the corpus callosum? You have this sulcus here.
Callosal sulcus.
Very good. And above it?
The singular gyrus.
Singular gyrus. Okay, what's this? Scratching the brain, huh?
Paracentral lobule.
Paracentral lobule. Okay. This one? What's this? Medial. This is your?
Central sulcus.
Okay, so in front of it, medially,
I'm not sure.
this is your central, this is medial. Okay. What makes this? Which gyrus is this?
Is it the sun? No.
Say that again. And bring it closer. What is this? This is your central, betul dah? In front of it, medially.
Based on what I'm reading, it is paracentral lobule.
Paracentral lobule, and just now you mentioned another lobule, no?
Yeah.
This is paracentral and this is central.
Sorry?
This is a paracentral lobule. So what's this?
Paracentral fossa.
Say that again.
Paracentral fossa.
Paracentral
Fossa.
fossa. This is fossa is more like a combination of the sulcus and the gyrus. What is this? What is this and what is this? Immediately after your central, you have this fellow here, and you have another structure in front of it. So this structure and this structure are what?
Is it the motor cortex and supplementary motor cortex?
It is, but the question right now is what is the name of the sulcus and gyrus? You are correct, but what is the name of the sulcus and gyrus? Your leg is anatomically your leg, your hip, your leg, your foot is hanging here, and between your leg is your penis and your vagina. Here. So you can tickle your penis and vagina here. What is this area? What is the sulcus and gyrus? Medially. This is a very common area for a brain tumor to occur called a meningioma. And we neurosurgeons, we operate here. If we're not careful, we will damage this area and the patient will come out with what we call monoplegia, paralysis of the leg. He can move the hand, can move the torso, but cannot move the leg.
Pretinus.
Say that again.
Pretinus.
How do you spell that?
Precuneus.
Precuneus.
Oh, okay.
Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
This one is precuneus?
I don't know.
Oh, this one is precuneus.
Oh,
Look at your books. This is open book. Look at the diagram. You have a diagram that you drew with your color pencil and you send it to me. You have the lateral part and the medial part of the sulcus and gyrus. You can refer to that. The one that you drew many months ago.
That one is the lobule and the one on the right is the precuneus.
Okay, this one is precuneus.
No, the other one is precuneus.
Very good. Yani?
The lobule.
What
Paracentral lobule. Paracentral lobule.
Okay. Now, let's make it exam oriented. Okay. Name this area.
Is that Broca's area?
Broca area, Broadman area.
44 and 45, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow, so stingy. Only two. If you have listened to the talk about Broca area, you have more numbers than 2 numbers. What other Broadman areas are in Broca?
It doesn't include, I mean, if you're going to include Reining's area and also the motor cortex, then it's Brahman area 4, 6, 8, and then 41 and 42.
We're not going to play around with Wernicke is here. Because still frontal lobe. So
would you include the motor?
46, 46,
Okay.
10, 45, and 44.
yes, that's also good. You can give 4 answers there. Okay, so that is Broca. Okay, what else in the frontal lobe do you think are areas important? Let's take depression.
Mhm.
Any areas in the frontal lobe that contribute to depression? Gray matter. This is all gray matter. We are not looking at white matter yet.
Prefrontal cortex.
Prefrontal cortex. So where is prefrontal cortex? This or this?
Yes.
Or
The
this?
It's a huge area at the front.
This thing. Huge area at the front. No. This I'm looking at the frontal lobe, directly in front. So where's the prefrontal cortex? If I put a pin here, do you call this prefrontal?
Yes.
And what is the function of the prefrontal area?
Executive functioning.
What? This is left brain, huh?
Yes.
Executive functioning. What else? What else? Only one function.
Problem solving, memory.
What kind of memory? Remember, there's also memory in the hippocampus. What kind of memory is in the prefrontal?
Short-term memory.
Short term, more detailed, more specific.
Working memory.
Working with. What's the difference between frontal lobe memory and temporal lobe memory?
Temporal lobe, if I'm not mistaken, is more emotion, and then frontal is more of like problem-solving skills.
Probably, but I'm talking about memory now. Memory.
Sorry.
Memory. You guys gave a talk on memory. You gave a good talk that those last year? I think some of you gave a very good talk on memory. I heard it. So, what's the difference between frontal lobe memory and temporal lobe memory? It's the same memory or different memory? We have different types of memory, Very important for psychologists and neuro and cognitive neuroscientists. What kind of memory is in this area?
Working memory.
Okay. What's temporal lobe got no working memory, only frontal lobe. Any idea? Refer to your notes. For this, I'm making everything today exam oriented.
Is it for speech? Temporal lobe?
Say that again.
Is it speech?
For frontal lobe.
For temporal lobe.
No, I know, but for frontal lobe. Now the question is focused on this little fellow here, prefrontal, and you say it's involved in memory. I agree. What memory?
Is it working memory?
Okay, working memory more exact. Working memory have many components.
Is it episodic memory?
Very good. Episodic memory. Okay. Episodic also it's to the temporal lobe as well. Okay. So this is the frontal lobe. So what time is it now? Because I got to break it up into 8:30 baru. Okay. Now I'm going to show you again the frontal lobe. Label. Can you see the label?
Can't read what it says, Prof.
Even
The
up
blur.
to this.
It's quite blur.
Quite blur. Now?
It's still blur.
Now?
I think it's just the connection, so I can't really see.
You can't really see. Now I'm using a magnifying glass. Can you see through the magnifying glass?
Still not clear, bro.
Still not clear. Oh, wow. Okay, never mind. Let me think. Because this one is all labeled. So far, all your labeling just now was correct. None of it was wrong. Okay, so we will. Okay, and you know the singulum. You talk about the singulum. So you labeled this as a singulum just now was correct. Okay. Now I just want to show you again the frontal lobe back again. Can you tell me where the phonics is? Do you think this is the phonics?
No.
Bawah sikit.
Bawah sikit here.
Lagi sikit.
Wow, this one is the phonics.
No, it should be a bit higher, right? If I'm mistaken.
Yes, the phonics surrounds the third ventricle. This is the lateral ventricle. This is the left lateral ventricle. On the other side is the right lateral ventricle. Between the two ventricles, there will be a third ventricle. So the phonics is here. Can you see the phonics? The satay stick is showing the phonics. So Alex was asking about deep brain stimulation. We neurosurgeons, if we will be putting the electrode into the phonics to improve the memory of a mild Alzheimer patient, for example. So the electrode will go in like this, you know, and the end of the electrode will be there. Okay, can you see this? Trying to move my head.
Yes, Prof.
Oops, trying to coordinate yes, this part here. That's the phonics. Okay, now from the frontal lobe, we will go to the parietal lobe. Is the parietal group ready? Is the parietal group ready? Parietal lobe group ready?
Yes, Prof. I'll try.
Who's that? Who's talking?
Me, Tan Junting.
Okay. So just now we said that anything in front of the central sulcus is frontal lobe, no?
Yes.
Anything in front of this fellow here, this is the central, and splitting the central sulcus. Okay? So anything in front of this is frontal lobe. True or false?
True.
Anything behind this is parietal lobe, isn't it?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So right now, can you tell me what this is? This is behind the central sulcus. What's this?
Post-central gyrus. Yeah, post-central gyrus.
Post.
Yes.
Not here, pose, huh?
Yeah, post.
Occipital lobe is here. Frontal lobe is here. This is left brain, huh? Frontal lobe, left frontal lobe, central. Okay, so behind it is what again?
Post-central
Post-central gyrus.
Okay, can you tell me what's the function?
The somatosensory cortex.
Okay. So if I put my satay stick here, this is the sensation of which part of the body?
Is it the hand?
Say that again.
Is it the hand?
Yes, absolutely right. The leg is here, okay, hanging, and then you have the shoulder, and the hand is open. If you look at the homunculus, like the fingers, okay, so your thumb and your fingers are here, okay, you're right. So, any disease here will cause loss of sensation of the hand. That means you have numbness of the hand. Okay, what is this little valley here behind?
Is it the inferior postcentral sulcus?
Okay. What is this behind it again? Very long. It goes from here until the midline.
Is it the supramarginal sulcus? Or?
Supramarginal. Okay. Okay, what's in front of it?
Is it the superior parietal lobule?
Superior parietal
Lobule?
lobule.
Superior parietal
Lobule, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. What is behind it?
Still the same, superior parietal lobule?
The superior parietal lobule is made up of what? Two gyri. What is this gyri and what is this gyri? Or gyrus? Parietal lobe group.
Is it the superior sulcus?
Okay, the one in front is? My statistic is showing the one in front and the one behind. Are you looking at your
I think it's the superior parietal lobe.
the whole superior parietal lobe, LOBE?
Yeah, LOB.
But the lobe will consist of different gyrus and sulcus. So you identified this sulcus just now. So what gyrus is this and what gyrus is this? Look at the diagram that you drew. You drew and you colored. Or some of you didn't color, you just draw and put all the MCP lah, MFL lah, whatever, all the short forms. Yes, guys.
Is it the superior parietal lobule?
Superior parietal.
Lobule?
Okay, lobule is the whole thing,
Yeah.
but it consists of this gyrus.
Is it the superior postcentral gyrus?
Okay. What else?
And superior parietal sulcus from the valley.
That's the sulcus. Okay, what is this thing? There's a very deep there. Very deep sulcus here. This is your occipital lobe. And on your parietal lobe, you have this big, long, it connects
Is
to
it
your temporal lobe.
is it lateral fissure?
Lateral fissure, okay. So what's this? What's this?
Angular gyrus?
Very good. It looks like an angle here. So what's important about angular, whatever you said just now? Where is Wernicke?
Wernicke is in the supramarginal gyrus, is it?
So where is the supramarginal gyrus? Is it this? Is the angular? If this is the angular, where is the supramarginal gyrus? In front of it?
Yes.
In front of it.
Yes.
Very good. So more anterior, more in front. What is this? You are coming close to the temporal lobe already.
Is it superior temporal gyrus?
Very good. Excellent. Okay, so this is temporal lobe. So we still play with the parietal lobe. I want to go to the medial aspect of the parietal lobe. Okay, everybody knows what this is. So behind this is all frontal lobe, no? Isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so behind this, medially, what's this? What's this?
Cuneus gyrus.
Okay, behind this? What is behind this?
Is it the cuneus gyrus?
Just now you said the cuneus gyrus. This is the cuneus gyrus? Or this is the cuneus gyrus?
The one in front is the precuneus and the one behind is cuneus.
Okay. Below it? Below it? Where my statistic is pointing to? What is this fellow here called? It's right in front of this sulcus. What is this sulcus? This is a sulcus here.
Is it known as the calcarine sulcus?
Very clever. Okay. Medially, not laterally. The calcarine sulcus is located medially. Yes or no? Parietal lobe group?
Yes.
Behind this calcarine sulcus is the occipital lobe. Behind this, my statistic is in the sulcus. Behind it is the occipital lobe.
Yes.
Yes.
True.
True.
Okay. So tell me, what cognitive diseases are associated with the parietal lobe that you know of?
Is it the German syndrome?
Say that again.
The German syndrome?
Gershman syndrome. Gershman. Gerstmann. Gershman, parietal lobe. So do you know what the Gershman syndrome is? You're correct. But do you know what it is?
If someone with this syndrome, they will have difficulty in writing and also mathematics, and they have difficulty to differentiate between left and right of their body and determine which finger is which.
Very good. Excellent. Okay. So the corpus callosum If you can see, where am I now? Let me adjust my neck. Okay, this is the corpus callosum. Can you see it? The corpus callosum here.
Yes.
So the posterior part of the corpus callosum, do you know the names of the different parts of the corpus callosum? Any idea?
Is it called isthmus?
Say that again.
Isthmus.
Isthmus. Okay, go on.
Um,
So this is the isthmus. You start from the front and go right to the back.
Splenium.
Say that again.
Splenium.
Splenium, that's right. What else? One more.
See the rostrum,
Rostrum. Rostrum means back.
then genu, GENU.
Yeah. Okay. So what's the function of the corpus callosum? In cognition? What cognitive or psychiatric diseases or psychological problems will you get with problems with the corpus callosum?
The split brain condition.
Okay, what else? Other than split brain,
Schizophrenia.
schizophrenia, very good. In schizophrenia, what happens to the corpus callosum?
Yes.
What happens to it? Is it smaller? Is it bigger?
Does their corpus callosum shrink?
Say that again.
Their corpus callosum shrink.
Shrink. That means smaller lah. SHRINK, shrink.
Yes, Prof.
Yeah, so it's smaller. So it's smaller than this. Okay, guys, good. Frontal lobe, parietal lobe. Let's go to temporal lobe. Is the temporal lobe people around?
Yes, Prof.
Who's that?
Shin Chunming.
Okay, Mr. Chin. What is this? The first sulcus in the temporal lobe.
Sulcus or gyrus?
Sulcus first.
Sulcus first. Yes. The
Temporal gyrus. Superior temporal gyrus.
So this is what?
superior temporal sulcus.
Okay, so superior you can open. This is I'm opening up the superior. Okay, superior. After that is what sulcus? Below it.
Inferior temporal sulcus.
temporal.
Okay, and then the inferior middle. This is middle, huh? The inferior is below here.
Cannot see.
Prof.
Okay,
I cannot see as well.
Prof cannot see.
Cannot connect to camera. Apalah jadi. Okay, so hold on. I'll have to call the technician.
Okay.
Maybe something got this.
Battery habis, Prof.
Relax. Drink a cup of water. Dia punya GoPro hilang pula. Dia punya You can hear me but you cannot see kan? Cabut. Can you hear me?
Yes, Prof, can still hear you.
Okay, never mind. Technician is adjusting the connection. Okay, so what's the function of the temporal lobe?
Auditory processing and language.
Okay, where is the auditory area located? Can you tell me?
Superior temporal
Superior
gyrus.
temporal gyrus.
So this is the auditory area.
Mm-hmm.
It goes right to the back.
I think so.
It doesn't stop anywhere. All of this is auditory. The middle
Up
does not
to
take part in auditory. The middle temporal gyrus does not take part in auditory functions.
No, only semantic memory and language.
Where? This one?
Sensory.
Middle. Yeah.
Very good.
Gyrus. Yes.
Okay. What about inferior?
Semantic memory.
Semantic memory. Okay, now I'm looking at the temporal lobe from below. Okay. This is the brainstem. What is this fellow here? Just beside the brainstem, which is part of the temporal lobe.
Inferior temporal sulcus.
Inferior temporal sulcus.
Say that again.
Inferior temporal sulcus.
Sulcus is this. What's this? What gyrus is this?
Inferior temporal gyrus.
The most medial part of the temporal lobe.
Is it parahippocampal gyrus?
Very good. The parahippocampal
Yes.
sulcus. Okay, so behind, going posteriorly, so this is the anterior part of the lobe. Okay, what is this?
Fusiform gyrus.
Okay, behind it, more posterior.
Collateral sulcus.
This is the sulcus you're talking about?
Yeah.
The lingual gyrus.
Okay, lingual gyrus. Where's the lingual gyrus? This one or this one?
The one where you're pointing at.
It looks like you know why the word lingual? It looks like a tongue.
Oh, okay.
Your tongue sticking out. Lingual is always the word for tongue. Okay, so this is your tongue, okay, and then behind you see this separating the occipital lobe from the temporal lobe. What is this? Which sulcus is this?
Occipital temporal sulcus.
Okay. So right now I want to show you. This is the temporal lobe cut. So you're looking inside. Okay, can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay, you see the correct plexus here? My fingers pointing the correct plexus. And bringing it very close. Okay, this is the ventricle. This is the hippocampus. You can only see the hippocampus from inside. You cannot see it from outside. So what's the function of the hippocampus?
Learning and memory.
Okay, what kind of learning and what kind of memory?
Episodic memory.
Episodic memory versus the one you said prefrontal just now. That was what memory? The frontal you said had memory. The temporal lobe also got memory. Hippocampus got memory. Are all the memories the same?
No.
No, semantic memory and also episodic.
Okay, what's the difference between episodic and semantic memory?
Episodic is place and also event or experience. Semantic is more to knowledge.
Okay, so if I put a pin into the hippocampus and you say, okay, this is the hippocampus, and I ask you what is the cognitive function, what will you answer? What will your answer be? The cognitive function of the hippocampus.
Forming of a short-term memory.
Learning.
Okay, this is the right brain I'm holding. So is there any dominancy in the hippocampus on the right side versus the left side if I am right-handed? This is the right brain, so this is the right hippocampus. So the right hippocampus and the left hippocampus, do they do the same thing?
No, right hippocampus is for special memory.
Very good. Say it again. Very good. Creative thinking. Okay.
And then the last one will be for verbal memory, I guess.
Very good. Excellent. Lagi.
Is it postural memory?
Very good. Go on. Anybody wants to add anything else?
Left one will be more language dominant.
Right, correct. You know, when I was a neurosurgeon in Belgium, we were sticking electrodes into the hippocampus to improve memory as an experiment. You know, so not only can you put the electrode into phonics, you can also put the electrode into the hippocampus and electrically stimulate the hippocampus. So you come with an electrode from the back and you stick into the hippocampus and you stimulate with a pacemaker battery. Okay, that's good. Okay. So which hippocampus is bigger, right or left?
Right.
Right is bigger than left? Huh? Can you see my camera?
No.
Sir,
No,
I just lost.
I think now. Hold on. Relax. Dia buat payah lagi. Dah bateri ni pun. Apa? Dia ada 3 bateri je. Tak kena charge. Ada solo, ada soal lagi bateri tu. 3 kotak. Tak campur bateri yang dah sedia ada dalam ni. Kerana kabel yang biru ni tak sepenuhnya sebab charger tu dia boleh charge 3 bateri sekali. Prof. Boleh dah kan? Boleh dah, tapi takut sekejap. Ada lagi dua, ada soal lagi bateri. Kita charge semua. Hello?
Yes, Prof.
Okay, I'm back. This is all battery problem. Oh, battery doesn't last long. That's the problem. Okay, where was I just now?
Hippocampus.
Okay, hippocampus, which one is bigger, right or left?
Same size.
If I'm right-handed and I speak using my bronchi and Wernicke on my left side, you expect my which part of my hippocampus will be bigger, right or left?
If handed, then it's left hippocampus.
Okay. So again, where is Wernicke area? Temporal lobe, guys.
At the superior temporal gyrus.
Is Wernicke in parietal lobe or in temporal lobe?
Temporal lobe.
Say that again. There is no Wernicke in parietal lobe. Please check. Or is Wernicke like Monaco? It's like, it covers 2 countries. Part of Wernicke is also in the parietal lobe and part of Wernicke is also in the temporal lobe. Can you check?
I think it's only at the temporal lobe.
You sure Wernicke is only in the temporal lobe? There is no Wernicke in the parietal lobe?
I think so. I'm not sure.
You mentioned just now the
Angular gyrus.
The angular gyrus, the temporal lobe or in the parietal lobe?
Angular gyrus is in parietal lobe.
Okay. If the angular gyrus here is in parietal lobe, does Wernicke isn't angular gyrus part of Wernicke?
Yes.
Say that again. This is temporal lobe, this is parietal lobe, but this is Wernicke. Wernicke area is here.
Mm-hmm.
So, angular gyrus belongs to
Parietal.
parietal. So, now the exam question is, Wernicke area is which sulcus gyrus?
Angular gyrus to superior temporal gyrus.
So, angular gyrus, superior temporal gyrus. Anything else? Wernicke, sulcus and gyrus. This is a classic exam question.
Prof, is it supramarginalis gyrus?
Oh, where is supramarginalis?
Just above, slightly on the right side, on the above right Wernicke's area.
So, Wernicke area is a mumbo jumbo of sulcus and gyrus. You have angular here. This is the angular, because it looks like angle here. Anterior to it, in front of it is what?
Supramarginal gyrus.
Is supramarginal gyrus part of Wernicke?
Yes.
It is. Yes or no? Temporal lobe, guys. Or parietal lobe, guys, whether you want to argue. Superior temporal, angular gyrus, marginal.
Yes.
Yes. So Uniki belongs to the temporal lobe and the parietal lobe.
Okay.
Okay, Brahman area what? What are the numbers associated with the Uniki area?
Is it 22?
22.
Only one number? 22?
3.
Say that again?
43.
43, 22,
42.
42, 43. Say that again?
What?
Okay, which numbers are belong to the temporal lobe? Which numbers belong to the parietal lobe?
22 in the temporal region, 39 and 40 at the parietal lobe.
Okay. What's the number for the angular? The angular gyrus has its number. Brockman area what?
39.
39.
Okay. Okay, so now what other cognitive diseases are associated with the temporal lobe?
Agraphia.
Prosopagnosia.
Temporal lobe.
Agraphia.
Agraphia is a temporal lobe disease or parietal lobe disease? Unable to draw, agraphia. It's a parietal lobe disease. You cannot get agraphia from temporal lobe.
Aphasia.
Aphasia, yes. There are a lot of questions on aphasia. So unable to, what is aphasia you get?
Lost, cannot produce word.
So what is that?
Lost the ability of words.
So what kind of aphasia is that called?
Ignorance.
Anomic aphasia.
Okay. What else? It is temporal lobe. What is that? Yeah, what is that? Okay, which part of the temporal lobe gives you visual and nausea?
Inferior.
Temporal gyrus.
Inferior temporal gyrus?
Yes.
Okay, inferior temporal gyrus. Okay, so frontal, parietal, temporal, occipital. Small little fellow. Singapore. Occipital lobe. I'm showing you the occipital lobe. Looking from the back, this is the front of the occipital lobe. So the occipital, what is this? What is this? Look at your drawings. This is at the back. This is frontal lobe. This is occipital lobe. Now we're looking at the occipital lobe from the back.
From the back.
So the occipital lobe group, are you there?
Yeah.
Yes, Prof.
Yes. So tell me, what's this?
Yes.
Cuneus, is it? Cuneus.
Cuneus.
Yes, cuneus.
Right at the back.
Occipital pole, is it?
Occipital pole is made of what? Occipital pole is correct.
Okay.
Occipital pole is which sulcus or gyrus?
Sulcus.
Which sulcus and gyrus makes the occipital pole?
Is it lateral occipital sulcus?
Lateral occipital. Say that again.
Lateral
Calcarine sulcus.
Calcarine sulcus is where? Is it medial?
Medial, is it?
Medial? This is the calcarine sulcus, or this is the calcarine sulcus? The calcarine sulcus is located
The first one.
medially or laterally?
The what? Yang Prof tunjuk tu.
This is the calcarine sulcus?
Yes.
Yes. What is this? Medially? Ni lateral. Medially ni apa ni? Occipital lobe.
Parietal.
Transverse occipital sulcus.
Okay. You have two here, one here and one here.
Parietal occipital fissures.
Parietal occipital sulcus.
Is it pre-occipital notch?
That's the notch is here. What about this? This gyrus and this gyrus.
Gyrus and gyrus.
Ni medial, medial.
Superior occipital gyrus.
Good. And the one below?
And inferior occipital gyrus.
Perfecto. Okay, so this is, now I turn back and look at it laterally.
Okay.
So what's this?
Transverse occipital sulcus.
Transverse occipital sulcus. Okay, what's this?
Lunate sulcus.
Say that again.
Lunate sulcus.
Lunate. Yes, okay. So which gyrus is this?
Lateral occipital gyrus.
And this one? This is on the lateral surface,
Okay.
Transverse occipital sulcus.
Okay, what's this? Big fellow here.
Parietal occipital fissure. No.
This is the fissure. This is the fissure. What is this? In front of the fissure.
Is it superior temporal?
Okay, what's this? You are blah 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 blah. Okay, we're back meeting. Okay, you still can see me, See the brain,
Okay.
Macam-macam problem dia nak minta tu. Okay, whatever. Okay. So tell me the cognitive function of the occipital lobe.
Visual.
Visual spatial.
Very good. Where is the visual spatial? Where? Your answer is correct. Where is the visual spatial? Where in this brain? Where?
The occipital gyrus. The first one yang Prof tunjuk tadi.
This one.
No, yang the hujung sekali.
This one.
Yeah.
So this is visual spatial.
Yes.
Correct. Broadman area. Broadman area.
Area.
17.
Okay. Okay. What cognitive function or what cognitive diseases or psychiatric diseases
Hallucination.
associated with this?
Hallucination.
Hallucination, very good. Visual hallucination.
Visual illusion.
In which disease?
Huh?
In pediatric upper, which disease?
Schizophrenia.
Schizo.
Schizo.
Huh?
Schizophrenia.
Schizophrenia. Okay. Okay, good. Now we have done frontal lobe. This one, blah, 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 blah. Now we are going to do cerebellum. Is the cerebellum group there?
Prof.
Are you there?
Yes, Prof.
Yes, Prof.
Yes. Can you see the cerebellum?
Yes.
Cerebellum tak lah.
This is the bottom of the cerebellum. In front is the brainstem. Okay. So this is the right cerebellum. This is the left cerebellum. Okay, can you tell me in the brain you have sulcus and gyrus, but in the cerebellum we don't use the word sulcus and gyrus anymore. We use other words. What do you use? Use the word fissure, no? Fissure.
Yes, Prof.
Okay, so can the cerebellum people tell me what this is all about? Because this is from the back, okay? This came out as an exam question last year for your seniors. I'm not sure whether it will come out again this year for you, but you have to know about it anyway. Okay, what is this? This is the top part of the cerebellum. This is the bottom part of the cerebellum.
Primary fissure.
Say that again.
Primary fissure.
Primary fissure, okay. Go on. Below this, how many fissures are there?
Fissure.
Say that again.
Horizontal fissure.
Horizontal fissure, lagi. Going down.
Posterolateral fissure.
Posterolateral fissure, okay. Now I'm going to really rotate a bit. What is this? It's called the floccular.
Flocculonodular lobe.
Okay, what's the function of the floccular nodular lobe?
Is it head coordination?
Okay, head coordination. What else?
Balance
Balance, okay.
and eye coordination.
Eye coordination, very good. Okay. So what is the whole cerebellum? What is the function of the whole cerebellum? This whole cerebellum here on the right side, if I chop it off, what will happen to yourself?
Lost motor control.
Motor coordination.
Okay, what else?
Balance.
Loss of cognitive functions also.
Okay, what cognitive function?
Verbal.
Verbal, very good. Language, very good. Anything else? Nothing else there? Okay, between the...
Loss of posture
Yes.
also.
Posture. between the right and the left cerebellum. I'm separating it now. So you see the structure here.
Yes.
Okay. What is that called?
Vermis.
Very good. So what is the function of the vermis?
Proximal limb and trunk coordination.
Okay, what else?
Maintains a posture.
Okay, what else? Correct. Anything else?
It modulates the eye movements.
Very good. It modulates the eye movement. Okay, anything else?
Carry information from the legs, I think.
Okay. Now I'm going to turn the cerebellum. Now looking at the cerebellum from the front. Just now you were looking at the cerebellum from the back. So last year, we put a pin into this. There are two of them. Looking from the front, what are these?
Cerebellar peduncle.
Very good. How many peduncles do we have?
The superior, middle, and inferior peduncle.
Very good. Superior, middle, inferior. So if I open this, you see the superior and middle, and somewhere down there is the inferior. What is the function of the peduncle? What is the function of these peduncles?
Carrying information between the cerebellum and other part of the CNS.
Okay. If I cut it out, what problem will I have if I remove this?
Problems in learning motor skills.
Okay, what else?
You don't know where actually is our hands and leg is.
Okay, very good. What else?
Balance and posture.
Balance and posture. Okay. Okay, now we are done with the cerebellum. Do you know of any diseases, cognitive diseases, that are associated with the cerebellum? Cognitive, psychological, or psychiatric illness?
Cerebellar mutism syndrome.
Cerebellar mutism. Okay, what else?
Friedreich ataxia.
Wow. Friedreich ataxia. I hope you understand what that is. Okay, never mind. That's a little bit very medical already. Now the brainstem, guys. Is the brainstem people there?
Yes, Prof.
Okay. So this is looking at the brainstem from in front. Okay, this is the right cerebellum here, the left cerebellum here. So you see the brainstem. I'm looking at the brainstem. Can you tell me what is this? This is the top part of, very good. This is the pons. So what is in the pons? What do you use the pons for?
It's a bridge that connects the cerebrum and the cerebellum and the cerebrum.
Okay, what else? What is above the pons? Not shown here. The midbrain. The pons connect the midbrain to the medulla oblongata. This is the medulla oblongata. Okay, now I'm going to change. Now I'm going to show you a bigger brainstem. Can you see this? This is the right brain. This is the cerebellum, temporal lobe, the base of temporal lobe, base of the frontal lobe. This is your midbrain. This is your pons. And this is your medulla oblongata. Can you tell me, do you know of any cranial nerves? I think Dr. Regu may have given some lectures or you did some tutorials about cranial nerves.
We could have the vagus nerve there.
Okay, vagus nerve.
Accessory.
Trigeminal nerve.
So the trigeminal nerve is from the pons or from the medulla?
From the pons.
From the pons. Okay, what else?
Hypoglossal.
Okay.
Facial.
What is the cranial nerve between the pons and the medulla?
6, 7. Facial.
Okay, go on.
Facial, and we also have the vestibular.
Okay. This is very difficult to see, but if you are very smart, this is a cranial nerve. Very small, coming out between the pons and the medulla. What cranial nerve do you think this is?
Is that number 9?
This is the pons, this is the medulla, the junction. Between the pons and the medulla, there is a cranial nerve coming out here.
Is it the facial nerve?
Very good. Facial nerve. Okay, and together with the facial nerve, what comes out as well?
The vestibular.
The vestibular cochlea, nerve number 8.
Yes.
Yes, okay. Now I'm going to look at the brainstem from the side. Okay, this is the cerebellum. This is the midbrain. This is the pons. This is the medulla oblongata. What is this structure here? Like a cavity?
The central cavity?
No, what is this cavity here? This is a ventricle.
Is it the fourth ventricle?
This is the fourth ventricle. Okay, so in front of the fourth ventricle is the pons. Okay, and behind the fourth ventricle is the cerebellum. Okay. Do you know of any cognitive, psychiatric, or psychological diseases that may affect the brainstem, midbrain, pons? Do you know?
Is it the cerebellopontine angle syndrome?
Okay, that's not a psychiatric disease, but what do you know about it?
It's more of the ipsilateral deafness, vertigo.
Okay, the ipsilateral deafness, vertigo. So that's a bit beyond psychiatry and psychology and cognitive neuroscience. Okay. So, this is the corpus callosum again. If you cannot see, yeah. Corpus callosum from the front going to the back. Okay. And then you have the hypothalamus and hypothalamus. This is seen from the side. So this is the midbrain. Then you have the hypo and the hypothalamus and the thalamus. Do you know what the function is of the hypothalamus and the thalamus?
Relay system, Prof. The thalamus is for the relay system.
Okay, for what? For what?
It's actually it carries some sort of sensory information from our extremities.
Okay, very good, excellent. What about the hypothalamus?
It's more for the what do you call this? Homeostasis process.
If you did not have a hypothalamus, what psychiatric or psychological illness would you have? If there's a problem with your hypothalamus, what psychiatric or psychological problems will you have?
Delusional.
Delusion, okay, what else? Depression and hypothalamus, any connection?
Bipolar, bro?
Bipolar, yes, you can. Okay.
Prof,
Depression
curious,
also,
would eating
probably.
disorder be also a cause of the lesion of hypothalamus?
Yes, agreed. But what either psychiatric or psychological illness?
Behavior.
Say that again.
Behavior.
What kind
Arousal.
of behavior? Arousal.
Yes, arousal. And maternal behavior, some sort.
Yes, I agree. Okay. Now I'm going to show you this kuchi fellow here is the pineal gland. The pineal gland produces melatonin.
Yes, Prof.
So diseases of the pineal gland which affects melatonin will produce what kind of psychiatric or psychological illness?
Insomnia.
Insomnia, okay, what else? Other than insomnia, what else?
Amnesia.
Amnesia, not so much. Depression.
Oh, yeah.
You have
Maybe
bipolar,
anxiety.
monopolar. It can also be affected by the melatonin produced by the pineal gland. Okay. Now we're going to look at white matter tracts. Okay. Now this is going to be tricky. Now you have to open your. We have finished the gray matter. You have look at the gray matter of the frontal lobe, the parietal lobe, the temporal lobe, etc., etc. Okay. Now we're looking at the white matter. Remember, you've learned so many tracks. You have had, you drew the tracks. So I gave you some tracks to name. So this is, we have removed all the gray matter. Now we are left with white matter. So this is brainstem. You're looking at it from the front. This is your brainstem. Okay. And this is the right and left, the right hemisphere, left hemisphere. So now we're looking at the brain from the top. So I want you to name this area. What is this? Right side. Any wild guesses?
Could it be the superior longitudinal fasciculus?
Well, not yet. Below that, but this part here, this is the corona radiata. Have you heard of the corona radiata? These fibers move. You see my statistic is pointing upwards. They move. These are white matter fibers that move from the internal capsule, and they go to the motor cortex and the premotor, and also the sensory cortex. So the corona radiata. It looks like a crown, and the crown with radiates like the sun. So you see the fibers going like this. They are not sure whether they are. It's clear under the GoPro. but this is the corona radiata. Okay, now, just now you mentioned about the, what's this? Now this track moves like this, from anterior to posterior.
Superior longitudinal fasciculus.
Very good. This is the superior longitudinal fasciculus. In the MRI or your textbook, it may be colored white, yellow, green, but in the brain, it looks like this. And we neurosurgeons also, it's not colored, so you have to be pretty smart. When we dissect, we cannot dissect against the fasciculus. If you dissect against the fasciculus, you have to cut the fasciculus. If you cut the fasciculus, then you're not a very smart neurosurgeon. You have to operate parallel to the fasciculus. You know, if you do transversely, you'll be cutting the fibers. What is the function of the superior longitudinal fasciculus? You tell me.
For language, attention, memory.
Okay, let's start with the right side first. For the right side, the right brain, what is the function of the superior longitudinal fasciculus?
It connects all the lobes, communicates with the temporal lobes.
Okay, what lobe to which lobe?
Between frontal, parietal, and to the temporal.
What about occipital lobe? Left behind, is occipital lobe involved in superior longitudinal fasciculus?
No, Prof.
No,
Posterior.
Including occipital lobe? Everybody agree?
No, I don't think so, is it?
Can you check now?
It connected on temporal, posterior, parietal, and frontal region only.
So occipital lobe is not involved?
No.
No problem.
Okay, so below, this is the superior. So what is this? If this is superior, what is this?
Is it E4 or is it the inferior longitudinal fasciculus?
Inferior longitudinal fasciculus. So what does the inferior longitudinal fasciculus do?
Connects the occipital lobe to the temporal lobe.
Connect the occipital lobe to the temporal lobe. What cognitive functions?
Visual memory.
Visual memory, gone.
Emotion.
Cognitive function. Reading on the right side.
Attention.
Say it again.
Attention.
Attention. What else?
Object recognition.
This is right side, object recognition. Okay. Now, if I go to the left side, the inferior longitudinal fasciculus, is the function on the left different from the right?
On the left, ILF is more towards reading related functions. Reading information.
Good. What else?
Is it for emotion?
Okay, what else?
The bottom up, bottom down process, Prof.
Okay, what else? What else?
Face recognition.
You're talking about the left side, huh?
Language processing.
Language processing. Okay. Now, I'm still sticking on the left side. This, what is this? This look like mountains on the planet, the moon. Huh? What is this? This is your superior. This is your inferior. And anterior to that is your
Lateral, longitudinal,
more anterior to that.
medial, longitudinal,
I give you a clue. It is involved in speech and language.
arcuate, fasciculus,
Arcuate. You know what arcuate means? Arcuate is like an arc.
arc, like an arch.
So this, I don't know whether you can appreciate the arc. So when they dissected the brain, it looks like an arc. So this is the arcuate fasciculus. This is the arcuate fasciculus. And what is the function of the arcuate fasciculus?
Broadcast areas for speech production.
Okay, that's on the left side. Okay, continue. We'll finish the left side first.
Language processing.
Okay, what else?
Comprehensions of speech.
On the left side, left side. Then we go to the right side. So anything else on the left side for arcuate fasciculus? Anyone else? Okay, let's now turn and look at the non-dominant arcuate fasciculus. So what's the non-dominant function of the right arcuate fasciculus?
Visual.
The same function as the left side?
No. Visual spatial processing.
Go on.
Also some language.
What do you mean also some language? What does it mean?
Symbolic, verbal.
Symbolic, verbal. Explain.
Auditory symbols.
Yeah, it recognizes symbols.
Auditory symbols.
Okay, very good. Anything else?
Phonemic.
Say that again.
Phonemic. So, phonemic. Macam
phonemic. Okay. Okay, what else? Now, in cognitive and psychiatric and psychological illness, what disease process affect the arcuate fasciculus?
Disease process.
Aphasia.
Aphasia, okay, that's stroke. Okay, what else?
Auditory hallucination.
Okay. So you guys give a presentation on autism lah, dyslexia lah, last week. So does it affect any of these white matter tracks? Autism, dyslexia, whatever that you difficulty in graphia, calculia.
Auditory hallucination, Prof?
Auditory hallucination is right or left?
On the left side.
Auditory, left side. Okay, go on. What else?
Dyslexia, Prof?
Okay, dyslexia affects where the right or the left or both?
Mainly the left.
Okay, what in the left?
Language.
Just the arcuate fasciculus? You say dyslexia?
I'm not sure. It's just.
Who presented last week on the whole bunch of you presented on dyslexia, ADHD, autism spectrum disease. Which traits do you think it will involve?
Lebih kepada of the language.
Say that again.
Sentence repetition.
Right or left?
On the left side.
On the left side, which tracks? You know the grey matter, but what about the white matter tracks? Since the exam will be focused on cognitive neuroscience and clinical psychology, we have to think about, which grey matter and also which white matter tracks are involved. Those who presented last week can look at your notes.
SLD, Prof.
Okay, what's SL what? You said just now, superior?
No, I mean the disease, SLD.
Okay, what's SLV?
Specific learning disability.
Okay, go on. So specific learning disability affects what?
What's the definition?
Which white matter tracks may be involved in specific learning disability? You can refer to your presentation from last week, no problems.
Can it also cause deafness, Prof?
You're talking about auditory deafness?
Yes.
Okay, I agree, but which track?
The right AF.
The right arcuate fasciculus.
Yeah.
Okay, go on. What else? What else?
Superior longitudinal fasciculus.
Right or left?
Right superior longitudinal fasciculus.
So the right superior longitudinal fasciculus. This is the right superior longitudinal fasciculus. Is associated with which problem?
Is that speech, Prof?
Dyslexia.
Dyslexia. Okay, dyslexia only affects the superior longitudinal fasciculus?
And also bilateral arcuate fasciculus.
The lateral what?
Bilateral, both left and right arcuate fasciculus.
Both right and left arcuate fasciculus.
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, what else? Number, go back to the notes that you have, been talking about. Depression, schizophrenia, bipolar, dyslexia, dyscalculia, learning disability, so many things that you've been presenting about. Now you have to go back to this brain. We'll put a pin and then we ask you which cognitive diseases or which psychiatric diseases or which psychological abnormality is associated with the pin. The pin may be on the superior longitudinal fasciculus, can be on the inferior, can be on the arcuate, can be on the corpus callosum, can be on the corona radiata, can be anywhere.
Parkinson disease.
What is that?
Parkinson.
Parkinson. Okay, Parkinson disease affect what?
Speech.
Speech, okay. Right or left?
Right, I guess.
Which track? Which white matter track?
Superior longitudinal fasciculus.
Okay, superior longicular fasciculus. Lagi, what else? What else?
Arcuate fasciculus.
Arcuate fasciculus is for Parkinson. Right or left or both? Right, left or both?
No idea.
Say that again.
No idea, sir.
Oh, carilah. You got your nose, right? That's why I say it's like open book. You can Google, you can use your handphone to look for information.
Right hemisphere is for visual spatial processing.
Okay, right hemisphere is for visual spatial processing, involving which white matter tract?
Acute fasciculus.
Arcuate fasciculus, okay. Remember, we will ask about 3 to 4 or even 5 different psychiatric diseases or psychological diseases or cognitive dysfunctions associated with these white matter tracts that we have been discussing. It can be one white matter tract, can be many white matter tract, and of course there's a grey matter that connects to the white matter. Okay, now we'll go back to the favorite. Everybody loves the singular. Okay, singular. Can you see this is the brain again? We have cut it like this into two. This is the right brain. Okay, this is the ventricle. So this is the medial part. So where is the singular? Is this a singular?
The top.
The top is a singular. This is the corpus callosum. This is the pituitary gland. This is the hypothalamus and the thalamus. This is the frontal lobe, brainstem, cerebellum, occipital lobe. Where is the cingulum?
Is the cingulum above the corpus callosum and it surrounds the corpus callosum?
So the cingulum is here, above the corpus callosum.
Yes.
You sure?
That is a singular.
Yeah, we're very smart people. See? I want to trick you. Okay, but with books in front of you, everybody is smart. Okay, this is the corpus callosum. Where is the cingulum? Here.
It's the entire cingulate gyrus, right?
Here?
In the middle of
Whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the bottom a bit.
Here is the cingulum.
No.
The C shape.
C shape below.
Here.
The C.
Here.
Yeah.
Where do you want me to move?
Down.
This is the corpus callosum.
The C on top.
The C on top. This is the one you're talking about?
Yeah.
So this is the cingulum.
Yeah, the whole stretch.
Okay, can you tell me the psychiatric or cognitive or psychological diseases associated with abnormality of the cingulum?
Bipolar disorder.
Alzheimer.
Number 1, number 2.
Schizophrenia.
Alzheimer.
Number 3.
Alzheimer.
Schizophrenia.
Number 4. Depression. Number 5. Number 5.
Schizo.
You mentioned schizo already.
Okay.
Obsessive compulsive disorder.
PTSD.
Obsessive compulsive disorder. Okay.
PTSD.
Okay, now I want to ask you, what?
PTSD.
Parkinson.
PTSD.
Oh, PTSD. Okay, good. Okay, now I want to. You have in your presentation mentioned a lot about the nucleus accumbens. The nucleus accumbens. Where do you find the nucleus accumbens in this model?
Belakang, Prof.
At the back here or in front?
Sorry, dekat depan.
In front.
Depan kat mana ni? Where?
At the end of the cingulate gyrus.
At the end of the cingulate gyrus. Is this a cingulate gyrus?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a cingulate gyrus. This is the cingulate sulcus.
Yeah.
So at the bottom here.
Yes.
At the top.
At the bottom.
So this is where your nucleus accumbens is.
Yes.
Okay. What cognitive disorders, psychiatric diseases or psychological problems are associated with the disease involving the nucleus accumbens?
Bipolar.
Lack of motivation. Impulsive choice.
Depression.
ADHD.
Addiction.
Okay. What else?
ADHD.
ADHD. Okay. What else?
PTSD.
PTSD. Okay. Now, depression is a very favorite question. Last week, you were presenting about anhedonia and other characteristic of depression. No? So, depressed subjects or clients, they have different components, kan? You were presenting, someone was presenting last week. Who was presenting anhedonia and the rest? Yeah, last week?
It was
Okay. So let's talk about first, what are the different components of depression that you presented last week? Please refresh my memory or your memory. Say that again. The anhedonia component of depression involves which structure of the brain?
Dorsolateral prefrontal cortex.
Dorsolateral prefrontal cortex. Is this the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex?
Yes, Prof.
Okay, what else? Anhedonia is only one structure. Dorsolateral prefrontal cortex only. Please refer to the notes that you presented last week. Especially the presenter should be very good at this.
Maybe also the dorsal anterior cingulate cortex.
Okay, dorsal anterior cingulate cortex. Where is that? This is your cingulum, this is blah blah blah. Okay. Nucleus accumbens, where is your cingulate cortex? Somewhere here? Where's your cingulate cortex?
Yes.
This is your cingulate cortex?
No, it's towards the corpus callosum, if I'm not mistaken.
So this is your cingulate cortex?
Yes.
The cingulate cortex is lateral or medial?
Medial.
Medial. Okay. Is this your cingulate cortex?
It's in the middle, Prof.
Here?
It's right above the corpus callosum.
So this is the whole corpus callosum.
Right
This is the
above.
cingulate cortex.
Yes, Prof.
Okay, so this will involve anhedonia as well.
Yeah.
Okay, what else? Prefrontal cortex, cingulate cortex, what else? Depression you must know because we have lots of depression in Malaysia now due to COVID. And you must know the white matter and grey matter functional neurotropy areas associated with the different components of depression. If you forget even dyslexia, you must know depression. So, what other areas? You have anhedonia. What are the components of depression?
Rumination.
What white matter or grey matter tract does that involve?
For rumination, it involves the posterior cingulate cortex.
So where's that? Is it here? Is it here, posterior?
Yes, Prof.
Posterior.
Behind, yes, posterior.
Okay, most posterior. Where else?
And the inferior parietal lobule.
Inferior parietal lobule. So this is the parietal cortex. Where's the inferior parietal lobule? Here? Here? This is the parietal cortex, occipital, frontal.
It's near the angular, Prof. Angular gyrus.
Angular gyrus is here.
Yeah. Back to that. Inferior to that. Below that.
Below that. Whoa, below that. We're talking about, this is temporal lobe? Is it this?
Yes. Yes, Prof. Is it below the angular?
This is angular.
Right. Okay, then correct.
Below the angular is this.
Yes, correct, Prof.
So what's this again?
Inferior parietal.
So what? So this is involved in which component of depression?
Rumination.
Rumination. Okay. What else? Anhedonia, rumination. What else?
The medial prefrontal cortex.
Medial prefrontal cortex. Okay.
This is also involved in rumination.
So medial. Which is medial? This is medial. This is the frontal lobe. Medial. This is lateral surface. Medial surface. So this is involved in rumination.
Yes.
Okay, what else? What are the components of depression? Depression, you must know left, right, and center. What else? Rumination, anhedonia. How many other components for depression?
There's 4 components.
What are they?
One more is disrupted cognitive control.
Okay. So disruptive cognitive control involves which grey matter and white matter tracts?
It involves the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex.
Dorsolateral prefrontal. So lateral. Okay, this is frontal cortex. So where? This is your triangularis, orbitalis, orbicularis. This is Broca. Where is your area that you're talking about? Higher, above? Where? Dorsolateral prefrontal cortex is a very favorite place. Involves in so many diseases. DLFC. So where is the LFC?
It's in the frontal lobe, right below. Prefrontal lobe.
Yeah.
Yeah, dorsolateral. Down, Prof. Down.
Down here.
Dorsolateral. Yeah, to the side of the
Yes,
prefrontal.
side.
Of
This
the
is your orbitalis. So how far is the dorsolateral from your pars orbitalis, triangularis, and orbicularis? This is your dorsolateral.
Mm-hmm.
Very lateral, very inferior. So this is what disease is associated with this?
What disease?
Depression?
Anhedonia?
And are you talking about anhedonia? You said there are 4 components of depression.
Disruptive cognitive
Disrupted cognitive what?
control.
Okay, is this the only area involved in disruptive cognitive control?
No. There's more.
Yes, tell me where.
We have the dorsal anterior cingulate cortex.
So is that medial or lateral? The cingulate cortex is here.
Lateral, I think.
Medial.
Oh.
Huh? Your cingulate cortex is always medial.
In the medial.
So is it this?
Dorsolateral it's
Dorsal means behind or in front?
Dorsal means up.
But when it comes to this brain, the dorsal goes in front, right?
Yes.
Because of the shape of
And this is your
buoyancy.
cingulate. If you're talking about your cingulum, your cingulate,
Dorsolateral is in front, Prof.
dorsolateral is in front. So is it here?
Mm-hmm.
Say it again.
Slightly below, Prof. It's somewhere near the orbital gyrus.
Oh, very close to the orbital gyrus. Okay. So this is your orbital gyrus. So it's here.
Okay, so
what is it associated with?
Disruptive cognitive control.
Okay. Only 2 areas?
No, we have the amygdala.
Amygdala. Where is the amygdala? The poor amygdala is somewhere. It's very difficult to see. Let me see. Amygdala. No. Amygdala. Okay, the amygdala. Okay. The amygdala, this is the hippocampus. Is the amygdala in front of the hippocampus or behind the hippocampus?
In front.
in front.
So the amygdala is really in front here. I can even show you. It's so small and so deep. Okay. So this amygdala is associated with what?
Disruptive cognitive control.
Okay. So you talk about rumination, anhedonia, disruptive cognitive control. What's the number 4?
Dysphoria.
Dysphoria. Okay. So where is dysphoria? Where is dysphoria?
Dysphoria also involves the amygdala,
Okay, so you see the amygdala just now. What else?
orbital frontal cortex.
So orbital frontal. So this is the frontal lobe. So orbital frontal cortex is very close to the eyeball. So this is your pars orbitalis. So where is your orbital frontal cortex? Here?
Yes, it's the bottom part of it.
It's the bottom part of it. Okay, what's the function again? It's associated with?
Dysphoria.
Dysphoria. What do you mean by dysphoria?
Not being able to be happy.
Oh, unable to be happy. Okay, fine. Okay. What else? Only this area? Is there any other sulcus and gyrus associated with dysphoria?
Yes.
Good. Where?
The insula is also involved.
Say that again. Repeat it.
Insula.
The insula. So where is the insula? This is the insula. The insula is very deep. This is the temporal lobe. This is the parietal lobe. I'm separating it.
Yes.
And there, right in the depth, is your insula. Here, this is your insula. So diseases of the insula is associated with which component of depression?
Dysphoria.
Dysphoria. Dominant lobe or not? Left or right insula?
Left.
Left insula. The right insula is not contributing to the dysphoria. Or is it both insulas?
If it's the right insula, then it's more of the emotional processing, Prof.
Say that again. The right?
The right is more for the emotional processing.
Okay, good. The left?
It's more of the executive function, so it can be because of the a reward system, a recognition.
Okay, good. Now, since you have hit jackpot on executive function, let's spend a few minutes on executive function. Nothing to do with your depression now. We're moving out from your 4 components. Now we want to talk about executive function and the brain. Okay? So psychologists, cognitive neuroscientists must know about executive function, because executive function is very much associated in and there is a deficit in most diseases. So executive function, tell me the gray matters and the white matter tract that involve executive function.
The first white matter tract would be the uncinate fasciculus.
The uncinate fasciculus. Where is the uncinate fasciculus located?
Orbitofrontal cortex into the anterior temporal lobe.
Anterior temporal lobe. Okay. Let me see. Okay. So this is the white matter tract again. Where is the uncinate fasciculus located?
Orbitofrontal cortex. So it's like a small hook shape at the bottom.
At the bottom of the
orbitofrontal cortex.
Okay, so this is the front. This is the front. This is the uncinate fasciculus will have to be here. So what's the function of the uncinate fasciculus again?
Verbal memory.
Okay, when we talk about executive function, what are the executive functions do you know of?
Being organized, planning, decision making.
Okay, so only one part of the brain is involved in all the executive function that we do?
Of course not.
Of course not. So can you name me? You'll be very thankful for this. Okay, name me other areas involved in executive function.
Basal ganglia?
Would it be
basal ganglia is not a white matter tract, it is a grey matter. Anything else other than the basal ganglia?
Inferior frontal occipital fasciculus.
Inferior frontal occipital fasciculus. Okay. Inferior frontal occipital fasciculus. This is the inferior frontal occipital fasciculus. I'm pulling the pin out. Small little fellow there. Here. Inferior frontal occipital fasciculus. Okay. What's the function? In executive function, how does it work?
It could be in charge of goal-directed behavior or goal-oriented behavior.
Okay, what else?
Taking risk.
Taking risk, okay. What else? Okay, tell me what other areas that you know of in the brain that is involved with executive function, other than those you already mentioned.
How about the insula, Prof?
The insula. Okay, tell me about the insula. You're right. What does the insula do? This is the insula. I'm staring at the insula. This is the insula. So, what is the executive function associated with the insula?
Self-regulation, reward system.
So we have two insula, right and left.
Introspection.
Introspective sensory.
Okay.
So it involves in motivational.
Motivation. Okay, go on.
Self-awareness.
Go on. As long as I say go on, you are saying the right answer lah.
Okay. Self-awareness, emotional stability and controlling of emotional perception.
Go on.
Insula, what else? Insula.
State of balance.
What balance?
Especially when you carry yourself, when it comes to egocentric and allocentric.
Okay, you're talking about that balance. Okay, never mind. Okay, so executive function is something you must do as a homework, see what areas of the brain. Because we only got about, I think, 30 minutes or whatever, I'm still going to tell you about the exam. I sent to you some photos. I'm looking in my handphone now, all these photos. Photo number 1, frontal lobe from the top, frontal lobe from the front, frontal lobe from the side, and the medial part. You have already seen these photographs. And you open your handphone, or you cannot open your handphone, but you're using your handphone. I want you to tell me all the label area here on figure 23.7, figure 23.8 and 23.9. You have access to your handphone? Yes, sir. No? Okay, because I want to do a quick revision. Are you opening your handphone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so can you tell me you're reading it?
Yes, Prof.
Yes, Prof.
Yes, Prof.
Okay, where is the intraparietal sulcus? Is this the intraparietal sulcus? This is the frontal lobe, occipital lobe. Where is the intraparietal sulcus?
Behind a bit.
Behind my satay stick?
Yeah, lower a bit.
Lower bit here.
As in backwards a bit.
Here?
Forward a bit. The huge gap.
Yeah.
The sulcus, Prof.
Okay, so this intraparietal sulcus is affected. What if I have a problem with this sulcus? What deficit will the patient have?
Sensation.
What kind of sensation? You're right. What kind of sensation? What kind of sensation?
Would it be like the feet?
Is the feet here? The feet is medial. This will be lateral. So that will be your shoulder, your arm, your hand.
Legs.
Legs is here. Medially. Where is the superior frontal sulcus in this model? Superior frontal sulcus. This.
Just before the interparietal sulcus, Prof. Right on top.
Frontal sulcus, huh? I'm not talking about parietal sulcus. Superior frontal sulcus.
Oh, okay.
Is it this? Is it this?
Superior frontal sulcus is at the frontal lobe, right? Prof?
Yeah, so this is frontal lobe. All this is frontal lobe.
Okay.
So is it this? Superior frontal sulcus?
The left side.
Left more here?
Below?
No.
No.
Right.
Right here?
Right. Lower a bit.
No.
Huh?
Lower.
Prof, you have to go down.
One
Yeah.
down. No, up. One up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, that's too low.
Too low. Here?
Sorry, that was too up. We have to go down, Prof.
Okay, here?
Lower.
No.
Lower. You are looking for superior frontal sulcus, right?
That's right.
So it's below. You have to go down.
Superior means here.
Yeah, superior.
Inferior. Huh.
That sulcus.
Yeah, it's there. It's
Yes.
yes.
That one.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, what's the function of if you have problems here? What will you have any cognition or psychiatric or psychological problems? Any idea?
Schizo.
So, okay. Schizo. Now let's go to figure 23.8, the frontal and temporal poles. So where is the superior frontal sulcus? Superior frontal sulcus looking from front.
The up bit.
Yeah.
Up some more.
Yeah.
Just above that, if not mistaken.
Yeah.
Next one.
This one.
Yes.
This is the superior frontal sulcus. if you see in 23.8 in your handphone or laptop, whatever, it is labeled as
A, Prof.
A.
A.
So where is A? This is A.
Yeah.
You tengok diagram ni. Okay. You see A, got B, C, A. So where is A?
Oh, sorry, Prof. I was looking at gyrus. Yeah, so it's on outside a bit more.
Yeah, it's where? Here?
Yeah, the sulcus there, Prof.
That one, yes, that one.
Yes.
Yes, the sulcus. Yes.
What if you have a problem here, disease here or whatever, what cognitive or psychological or psychiatric diseases are associated with problems in the superior frontal sulcus?
Working memory and depression.
Working memory. Okay, working memory is working memory. Depression is depression. So even depression can give you working memory problems. Any other problems? You know, when you have a road traffic accident, they have accident. The frontal lobe hits again he's not wearing a helmet, hits against the skull bone, and it will develop a contusion or swelling of the frontal lobe. And then after the frontal lobe heals, there is atrophy of the frontal sulcus and gyrus. So what diseases, what problems can our friend have, especially in the dominant lobe?
Self-awareness.
Self-awareness. What else?
Incoordination.
Incoordination from the superior frontal sulcus and gyrus?
Yes.
What kind of incoordination do you mean?
Actions of the sensory system.
Apa dia you kata respon apa? What response? Sexual response?
Social response.
Oh, social response. Okay. What else? What about empathy and apathy?
They damage their lipids of being empathy.
So the apathy and empathy comes from which part of the brain?
From superior frontal gyrus.
Superior frontal gyrus. Okay, what else?
Prefrontal cortex as well.
Prefrontal cortex. Okay, go on.
They can't make logical reasoning.
Okay. Number C is olfactory sulcus. Where's the olfactory sulcus? Here. This is the base of the frontal lobe. The olfactory sulcus. Is this the olfactory sulcus? Or this is the olfactory sulcus?
It's not clear, Prof.
Yeah, I'm trying to bring it closer. This is the tip of the frontal lobe. This is the temporal lobe.
It should be that thin line.
The second one.
The sulcus. Yes, that one. No, on the left. Yes.
This one.
Yes.
Okay, so if this is the olfactory sulcus, what diseases affects this area?
Smell.
Smell, of course, smell. In which disease, cognition, psychology, or psychiatric illness is smell affected?
Dementia.
Dementia, correct. Anything else?
In Parkinson's disease as well.
Parkinson's disease, very good. What else? What other neurodegenerative disease do you know of the brain?
Alzheimer's.
Say that again.
Alzheimer's.
Alzheimer's.
Yes, Alzheimer's.
Multiple sclerosis.
Alzheimer's disease. What else?
Multiple sclerosis.
Temporal sclerosis. Yes, but there's more at the bottom of the list. Anything else?
I know what's the long term, but something to do with the senile something, Prof.
That's senile dementia. Dementia mentioned, Alzheimer mentioned. In fact, they are closely associated with each other.
I think it's posterior cortical atrophy.
Traumatic brain injury, secondary to road traffic accidents or whatever. Because this is the part that bangs the frontal lobe. So the olfactory nerve and the olfactory sulcus and gyrus is so close. So when the brain heals, you have atrophy and diseases. So even normal young men after accident may not be able to smell anymore. So not only degenerative diseases, but also traumatic diseases. Okay. That day, when you were doing the white matter assignment, most of you had problems trying to identify one structure in the white matter tract. Do you know what structure was that?
The claustrum, is it?
Claustrum.
Yeah.
Say it again.
We were confused with the cingulum or the claustrum.
Claustrum.
Claustrum, yes. Okay, do you know what the claustrum is?
It's related to consciousness.
Yes, I know. Do you know how to locate the claustrum? Where do you find the claustrum?
In the middle extend from brainstem.
So it comes from the brainstem. This is the brainstem. It goes up. And then what does it do? The claustrum. What is the cognitive function or psychology or psychiatric function of the claustrum? Can someone tell me? Claustrum. C-L-A-U-S-T-R-U-M. What is the cognitive function of the claustrum?
Consciousness.
Only consciousness?
Attention.
Attention. What else?
Coordination of the brain function.
Coordination of the brain function. You have two claustrum, one right, one left. Is there any dominancy to the claustrum? Is the right claustrum doing this and the left claustrum doing this? Doing something else? Wow, the batu-batu. Can you find out? Because that's very important. The claustrum.
Prof, is commissural fibers the same thing as claustrum or is it different?
Different. Totally different. Have you found out the function of the claustrum and which psychological or cognitive diseases, psychiatric diseases that affect the claustrum?
Does it also involve language and long-term planning?
Okay, go on. Keep on talking. Keep on talking. You got it ready. But you need to elaborate a little bit more.
Hearing? Auditory?
Claustrum and hearing. Are you sure? Claustrum and hearing?
I'm not sure. I'm just wild guess.
Yes, cannot wild guess. What else?
Claustrum could be involved in schizophrenia.
Correct. Go on.
In epilepsy as well.
Epilepsy, less but schizophrenia. What other psychiatric illness affects
hallucination? Hallucinations.
Okay, hallucination is part of it can be schizophrenia, can be any psychosis. Is there any other psychiatric illness that affects the claustrum?
Bipolar?
Bipolar is also depression. Bipolar mania, manic depressive disorders. What else?
Parkinsonism.
Parkinsonism affects the claustrum, you're right. What else? Anything else? One more. In anxiety neurosis, everybody has stress, everybody has anxiety. Some of the anxiety can be neurotic. So in anxiety neurosis, which part of the brain is involved?
The claustrum as well as the cingulum, Prof?
The claustrum, the cingulum, what else?
Amygdala.
Amygdala, fear, okay. What else?
Hippocampus.
Is the dorsolateral
prefrontal cortex.
Prefrontal cortex involved in anxiety? Not all anxiety neurosis.
Yes.
All of us have anxiety. All of us are anxious.
Yes, bro. Involved.
Is it wild guess or you just say yes, yes, yes? Oh. Okay, never mind. I think we will have to end here. What I want to do now is I want to talk about the exam. Okay, there are UPSI students and USM students present today.
Yes,
Yes
Prof.
or no?
Yes, Prof.
Okay, our USM students have a GCN502 and the UPSI students have a longer number. Key starts with a K, I think. Okay, so the exam question format, because in USM we use eLearn, and for UPSI you use My Guru. Okay? So,
yes.
Okay, tomorrow is the 18th. We are trying to do a mock exam tomorrow for UPSI students. The USM students already had a version of the mock exam. Dr. what's his name? What?
Dr. Salami?
Salami, yes, Dr. Salami. Someone is awake there. Dr. Salami tomorrow at around 10 o'clock, I think. We'll be doing something with Dr. Salami. We will upload the mock exam questions. The mock exam questions is the same type of question we uploaded for the USM students. So we will leave the questions on your My Guru for about 5 days. Maybe until the 22nd, maybe a week, depending, and then you are supposed to practice answering the questions because there are different components. You have A, B, C, D, E, only one true answer. And you have multiple true answers or false answers, A, B, C, D, E, and you say maybe A is false, B is true, D is true, E is false, So there are two different formats, and because you cannot take a 2B pencil and, circle a piece of paper and submit it to us manually face to face, you will have to type in the answers. For example, if question A says A, B, C, D, E, and you think E is correct, so you type in the box E is the correct answer. So that's the practice that we will do, I think, starting tomorrow afternoon for the UPSI students. The USM students, correct me if I'm wrong, you already have a session of mock exams. The questions are not going to be repeated in the real exam. It's just for you to practice. And the difficult part is trying to do the essay, because in the essay you may want to draw a diagram. So when you want to draw the diagram of the brain, for example, you cannot draw on the screen. So you have to download the question, take an A4 paper, draw the brain or whatever, write your little story. You have to use a scanner, or you have to use your camera, your handphone camera, to snap the picture of your diagram that you drew, okay? And also the essay that you wrote, or maybe the diagram is separate via handphone, and your essay is typed out on the screen. So all that will need some practice, because your enemy is going to be time. Some people are not used to typing. You like to take a pen and write on the A4 or on the exam answer sheet. We do not have exam on the sheet. So you have to do this practice, and you have to time yourself, because the time allocated, we have lengthened the time. The time for the UPSI students and the USM students are the same. Tomorrow, when you do your mock essays, the MCQs is not so difficult, because you can type A, B, C. And the multiple choice question, you can say, question 5, A, B, and C are true. Something like that. The rest are false. Essay, you have to type it out, and then you have to upload it. So you have to make sure that, I think they've had a session that you have to have a certain specification of your laptop and your software. If you have an illegal Microsoft or illegal whatever software, you may have problems trying to upload your answer. So that's why we need to do this mock exam, to make sure that before the exam in February, all the problems with your laptop, your iPad, your mini iPad Pro, or your Android apparatus is all settled, so that you're able to answer the exam questions, not only for neuroanatomy, but for other questions as well, that your laptop, or you're not going to use your handphone, laptop or iPad or Android, whatever is suitable, okay? And then we're going to have OSPI, which is objective structured practical exam where we will show you brains, but we are not going to show the brains using a GoPro. We are going to capture photographs of the brains. We will label A, B, C or whatever on the brains, and you're going to tell us what is the anatomical area involved, identify, and maybe relate the cognitive functions or whatever to those areas in the brains that have abnormality. So that's why starting from tomorrow, especially for UPSI students, you must, how many of you are there from UPSI?
I think 7, I think, if I'm not wrong.
7 of you? Such a small group.
For UPSI, yes, we're very small.
Oh, very small. Okay, never mind. The clinical psychology students will have to start practicing, and any problems you have trying to answer the question, you can liaise with Dr. Salami, who will be in charge of the exam. So, Dr. Salami on exam day in February will be in charge of functional neuroanatomy, loading, uploading, whatever, you know. So he's the UPSI representative. You know, me, I am the USM representative. So, and when the exam is going at the same time, the UPSI students don't disturb me, you disturb Salami. So make sure you got his cell phone number. And also the USM students, if you have problems, then on the D-Day, February, then you may contact. But you will not have time to contact me. You will have to practice. So the GCN502 for the USM students, correct me if I'm wrong, you're seeing the mock exam question, yes? USM clinical psychology student and cognitive neuroscience student.
Yes, Prof.
Yes.
Yes, Prof.
Have you practiced answering the questions? Is your laptop or iPad Pro or whatever Android apparatus able to, can you type ABC to answer the MCQs, single best answer or multiple choice answer, or the essay? The essay may be typed, you have to type it, and typing an essay question is not the same as writing an essay question. And also you need to draw a diagram if you need to. So you need to snap a picture. If you don't snap the picture, you may need to scan if you have a scanner, and you have to upload it into the system, into the e-learn. So have you done that? Have you practiced that?
Not that part, uploading the diagram or pictures, Prof. But
okay, please do that. Please do that. Because the software has timing. So after a certain period, when the time is up, you will not be able to upload your essay answers anymore. So when you cannot upload, we cannot help you. You get 0 marks.
Prof, you mean during
separately or whatever?
You mean during the e-learning we can upload the essay question in such manner?
That is what you have to practice. That is the intention.
Okay.
So you have to do this before D-Day. You have a good 2 weeks to do this. So don't wait till 3 days before the exam to panic. Do that now. And if you have problems, especially the USM part and the UPSI deal with Salami, and you guys deal with me, okay? If you have problems trying to upload a mock, you're going to do a mock essay, and you're going to upload the mock essay and the diagram. Do you understand?
Yes, Prof. Prof, are we going to have another mock or anything?
No, the mock questions are going to stay there. You use the same questions.
I see. Okay. So just practice.
You redo, you practice. Because when it comes to D-Day, we're not going to help you anymore. Whatever mistakes you make, it's your own fault. Right now, you have to practice to answer the questions, write an essay in the stipulated time, upload the essay answers, your essay, and then the designated picture or diagram. You cannot snap a picture from a textbook. Some of you go snap picture from your anatomy textbook and that's your diagram. No. You have to draw it yourself. You cannot snap picture from a textbook and upload that as your answer to your exam question. Then you get 0 marks. You understand?
Prof, can we write the essay on the paper and snap the picture?
The question right now is, if you snap the picture and the picture is not clear and we cannot read your essay, you still get 0. So you should practice. If you want to write on the A4 and you want to snap a picture, remember your A4 is quite big. You want to snap the picture, if you snap the top part and the bottom part and then it comes out upside down, then I do not know how we are going to mark it. If you have a scanner, of course, beautiful lah. You have a scanner. You scan the whole thing. If you can do that, fine, no problem. If you have 3 pages, you have to label, this is page 1, another one is page 2, another one is page 3, so that the examiners know how to mark. There are 3 examiners involved in marking, Prof. Zamzuri, myself, Dr. Regu. Dr. Salami will not mark the papers. He's just the administrator to help the OPC psychology students upload their answers, their exam answers. Because the time will be there, but you guys are going through my guru and yourself are going through e-learn. So you must make sure your laptop, your Wi-Fi is good. If you haven't paid your Wi-Fi bill, it's not our fault. When your Unify crashes because you didn't pay the bill during the exam period. So please make sure Wi-Fi is very good. If you have to climb a tree and take a selfie of you on the top of the tree trying to do an exam, go ahead. Laptop must be good, software must be good, and you're able to do this mock exam perfectly. Okay?
Prof, it seems that the mock exam in e-learning USM has closed.
Yeah, we're going to open it up again tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, but you guys got to practice lah. Ini kita buka and then you guys look at it and do nothing. We want to see you upload your essay so that we can see the quality of your, not the quality of your answers, because there's maybe you do it cincai-cincai, but we are talking about the quality of the material that you upload, whether it's clear enough, can we read it, can we mark it, what's the quality of the image. Those are the things that we need to sort out. Okay?
Okay, Prof.
So Shamimi, group leader, make sure that everything goes well, huh?
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. Over now.
Just curious, how many questions is it, and is there a time limit to each question on the online system?
There are many questions that I can tell you, and there are time limits. I cannot tell you exactly lah. But there are essays, there are multiple choice questions, there are single best, and multiple choice answers for the MCQs. And then we have the auspice, where we give you pictures of the brain or whatever, white matter tracks, for you to answer in relation to the functions, the anatomy, etc., etc. Okay.
One last question. Do we? How many diagrams do we need to draw for this final?
It's up to you. We say with the aid of diagram, you want to have 1 diagram, 2 diagrams, 3 diagrams, so long you can upload those diagrams. The diagrams have to be properly labeled as well. You may want to use color pencil, crayons, whatever. It's up to you. You may want to do it black and white. It's up to you. We are more interested in the answers than the quality of the drawings.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Prof.
Get out. Good night. Sayonara.
Thank you, Prof.
Thank you, Prof.
Please try not to get COVID so they can sit for the exam.
Yeah, Prof. Thank you, Prof.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. Have a good day.
Good night.
Thank you so much, Professor.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prof.
Bye, boy.
Thank you, Prof.
Thank you so much, Prof.
Thank you. So,